Welcome back to Trash Goes to the Movies. Today we're reviewing the animated feature, The King of Kings. This film is loosely inspired by the children's book, The Life of Our Lord, by Charles Dickens. This film features a star-studded voice cast featuring Kenneth Branagh, Uma Thurman, Mark Hamill, Pierce Brosnan, Forrest Whitaker, Ben Kingsley, and Oscar Isaac. My first question, I'll turn it to you, Jason. What were you watching?
Oddly enough, during the King of Kings, I was watching clips on my phone from the King of Queens. All right, so I had like a little headphone in, and I was watching little King of Queens during the King of Kings.
Did you catch any of the movie in between watching these clips on your phone?
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
The voice cast was, I'm sure they were expensive.
They got a lot of people from Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, is this a Star Wars movie?
It seems to be the one the fans wanted.
And I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I was not on my phone during this movie.
You did not get on your phone during this movie?
Well, I had my phone on and I had the light on.
I saw the light.
Yeah, and I was actually, believe it or not, I was reading a book. Started off with this hippie couple, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were whatever. There was a lot of bullshit in the beginning. They're like vegan or whatever.
Bushes.
One of them wanted to be a snake handler. They were like just naked, dude, like hanging out, and it was just those two.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, and then they kept hearing, oh yeah. This guy was like feeding her ribs or something. I don't really know what was happening.
Okay, well, you don't have to tell me. I already know where this.
Yeah.
So it was a white girl, and that's hot.
Yeah, and so anyway, whatever. There's a bunch of bullshit. This guy built a boat or something.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, there was this crazy dude, like this 13-year-old girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know, man. Hold on.
No,
this 13-year-old girl is dating this dude named Joseph, right? Like her boyfriend. And I'm like reading this book. I don't know what the fuck is going on in this movie, right? There's this girl.
How long is this fucking thing?
It's like forever, dude.
All right.
I forget the name of it. But so this girl is dating this dude named Joseph, right? And they're all the time together. But she's like, not. He's not
like
though.
He owns her?
Kinda, yeah.
Like he's a problem?
Maybe. He's got strong arms. So this girl.
Oh, I'm back in.
This girl, right?
Uh-huh.
Joseph comes over there one day and she's like, yo, sit down. I got to tell you something crazy. And he's like, we don't have chairs because this is like the 1800s.
Yeah,
right?
It's very early times.
And so he sits down and she's like, yeah, I'm about to have a baby. And Joseph like stands up. He stood up and he was like, who did that to you? Yeah, he was like, who put that baby in you? I ain't getting that. Because, I guess
he got that yet.
Well, like, I think they're like, because they were related to those paleo people, they had this whole pact. I think they were saving it for like prom or something, but they were still in middle school. Catholic. Anyway, she's like, nah.
Super Catholic.
This dude named God came over here. But they were like, he's like 29 or something. Ooh. But she's like, no, he didn't even touch me. And Joseph's like, what? Yeah. Whatever, man. That can't even happen. I read up on that. He's like, that can't even happen, right? I studied because I know what I got to do, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, I even timed it perfectly. Studied. He's like, I've been working on this sheep over here, and I know exactly when to get out of there. Anyway, she gets pregnant, and all of a sudden, everybody's like, yo, you're going to go to paternity. Like, she went to paternity court, and everybody was like, that ain't God's baby. That's not God's baby. She's like, yes, it is. And then they kick her out, right? And all of a sudden, this dude named Harold starts chasing him like he was like some king or something. And
Harold Kumar
go to Bethlehem is what it was. She's like getting ready to have the baby, so they can't find anywhere to go. So they go to this manager's house. So anyway, this movie's going on, and people are like, "Turn that light off," right? And I'm like, "Yo, this is God's light right now. God owns this." And they like shut up, and I was like, man, this is pretty crazy. It worked.
It worked.
So I guess this God guy is like maybe even in the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I bet he could bench like 140.
They go to this manger. What's what they call it? The manager's
The
house.
manager's house. That's his crib.
Yeah.
The manger's the crib.
Well, he's like, I'm the
mangers.
manger.
My,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You shouldn't have laughed at that.
I can't help it.
And all of a sudden, the dude, John Travolta from the movie Michael comes down.
Oh no.
That's what it says in the book. I don't, and he's there and he's like playing a trumpet.
Uh-huh.
And then these three dudes that had just got lost in the fucking desert.
I thought it was Christopher Walken's that did it.
But anyway, they called them wise men because I think they were like potato chip salesmen. So anyway, this dude grows up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he starts like everybody starts liking him because apparently word got around that his dad was gold. And so everybody's like, that guy's pretty gangster, right? So he starts like, I guess he's got like magic powers or something. Like, I think he was part of like the Illuminati or whatever. And they gave him, when he was born, they gave him like, the magic Illuminati powers because he went to this one place and it was a wedding and everybody was like sober October, dog. Yeah. And he's like, nah, I'm a little pissed at my dad right now. We're all getting drunk.
Getting fucked.
All they had was like some liquid deaths, I think. And he just started popping wine. Nice. And so everybody starts getting drunk and they're like, this dude might be all right. So he had like people follow him. And he had like some guy named Jeff and Mark and whatever. So then he even goes to this place where they're, remember Island Dr. Moreau? There's a bunch of leopards around, right?
The fucking leopards?
Like leopard peoples. Yeah. And he turned them back and fixed them. So a lot of people are just like really super mad at this guy because like a lot of people thought they were the ultimate. I mean, they call him like the ultimate bro. And that was like
ultimate wedding crashers.
Yeah, he was like wedding crashing. He was like Vaughn, and everybody else was like Owen Wilson in this. And they were pretty mad at him because like they're like, kindly leave, hillbilly. So one of his dudes, this guy named Judas, he was named after the band Judas Priest because they're pretty old.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's like,
fashionable.
I'm about to. This dude is pissing me right off because everybody's like, we can't get anything done because everybody's all just crowding this guy.
We could rob a bank with a guitar. Wait till you see what we do with the might of governmental bureaucracy.
And so they went to the Romans. You ever heard of the Romans? They're like the Game of Thrones, like Lannisters or whatever. And they had dragons or whatever. And they were pretty mad at him, right? Because he was the one that was on the Iron Throne. They thought his name was Judas, named after the band Judas Priest. He was like, yo, Rome, I'm going to give you this guy's,
give the 10-20 on the boy.
Yeah, you're going to find out where he is, but you got to give me like 30 pieces of silver.
Dollar bill, Joe.
But anyway, so the whole time, this dude, God, his dad is like not anywhere, but he keeps talking about his dad, and everybody's like, your dad,
he ain't coming. He's never going to.
Your dad hadn't even picked you up. You haven't seen your dad.
Don't exist.
You haven't seen your dad in like 33 years. I'm guessing, just a guess. So, you know what they do to this guy?
What?
Like this guy has his dinner for everybody. He like pays for everybody's meal.
Sweet.
Judas is sitting beside him, comes up and like he kisses him on the cheek, and I was like, they're like, hey, we're gonna take this guy out Lannister style. The Romans are. And at this point, the movie's ended, right? And I'm just sitting there reading this book, and the guy comes up, he's like, hey, you gotta leave. And I'm like, not till I finish this goddamn book.
Who was that usher? You gotta leave.
Sylvester Stallone.
I thought so.
At the end of this like part of this book, I didn't read all the book, but I read this story, right? At the end of this dude is like, I know what we can do. We could make this dude believe that he's like T-posing, right? Put him up on this like wooden T. But I heard they were like crossing him up like somebody that dribbles. And he gets nailed to this thing, and then they put him up, and everybody's like, oh my God, dude, that was a mistake. Even Judas was like, that could have been a problem. And this airplane pilot like was the one that was like, maybe we should do this. And then he got blood all over his hands. and he got like OCD because he couldn't wash them off. The guy's name was Jesus.
Dude,
right?
that movie I was watching, by the way, in the theater.
Yeah.
Dude, and Jesus in that.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah.
Get out of Texas.
I don't know what happened besides I was playing my Army Man's game again.
Oh, how did that go?
7 Army Man's levels.
Do you remember when the Undertaker used to get like everybody thought, oh man, this guy's out,
Mm-hmm.
and he would get beaten, and he would go, boom.
Yeah. He'd sit up.
Jesus is in his cave. They put him in there,
Labs.
and then he returns on, like it was a Friday, on a Sunday. Boom, pops out of that cave somehow. They had sealed it with a rock and everything. And the rock, Jesus pops out of there, gone. You know where he was like, I'm going to my dad's house. This place.
Finally going to dad.
He goes up and he's like, I'm out of here. I'm going to my dad's house. And I'll be back, by the way. I'm going to get strong. And he went to his dad's house, right? To God's house. He finally hangs out with him, right? It's like Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift when he gets sent over to his dad's. And then he learns how to drift. And he's like, less rice for pinks. And it was the kid from Sling Blade the whole time.
I did.
I don't believe a fella got to go with women to be a good daddy.
I don't believe a fella's got to be an omniscient being capable of forethought and understanding beyond all capable belief to be a good daddy. You the devil.
I believe one of them fellas was from Nazareth. He comes back at the end of this thing, right? And he's bringing dragon. His like stepbrother, the devil, was with him. And he was pretty mad. Anyway, they're setting fire to everything, dude. And like everybody that was cool with them got to be, they're good. But everybody else, they got to hang out with his fucking shitty stepbrother. Overall, I would say this movie was excellent to read this book in. I have no idea what the plot is about.
Nothing. No clue.
But man, there's a lot of good voice actors in it.
And I'm going to give it 7.5 Army Mans in the Army Man's game.
Overall, we highly enjoyed this experience and recommend this movie for all ages. And that's going to do it for us. We'll see you next time at the movies.